Welcome everyone to this weekend Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for May 13th through the 15th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link because the signs are different. All right, so we're in the first quarter phase this weekend, which is about taking action, integrating the energies of basically the sun, which has been in Aries, which has been about getting things moving, getting that direct energy moving, and perhaps accessing that independent, fiery energy of life. So this weekend, the moon's going to be in Leo, which is about integrating the expressive qualities of this, finding the middle path with that self-expression. So it's great for tapping into the playful side of life, that lighthearted side of life, entertaining, maybe being entertained, having a bit of fun. Right, and a bit of this creative energy as well, right? So that's the integration point, and I feel like it's excellent to, again, work on this, develop this, see how we can really express ourselves in that balanced and healthy way. And this is really all a new area for us. You know, we've recently had the North Node shifting into Leo, and Jupiter has recently gone direct. So I think we've been learning a bit about what we enjoy, what our passions and interests are, these kinds of things, and that energy is starting to move forward. You know, with that Jupiter direct, but now this weekend, integrating this type of energy. So that's going to be in reference to the fact that we've had a lot of this Aries, again, directness, and the sun is actually going to be shifting into Taurus throughout the weekend, going into next week. So although it's still a bit fiery because we got Mercury retrograde there, I think we're still reflecting on a lot of the directness. Maybe with the relationships can be quite independent, quite direct still. Our focus is shifting. And here the focus is going to be shifting, I think, more in terms of grounding ourselves into Earth, right? Enjoying the perhaps luxurious or sensual aspects of life. And with Taurus, it's all about having that awareness and gratitude for Mother Earth. Because at the end of the day, everything that we enjoy on a material level is derived from Earth, right? So this is great for going for walks, connecting to nature, having beautiful plants or things around us, essential oils, these kinds of things can really be a good source of energy and prana and focus, and perhaps even getting a bit self-reliant, cultivating those material values, etc. So that's going to be ongoing as we go into next week, but definitely this new focus and a new area of gaining that energy. Now, in terms of the aspects this weekend, we do have a lot going on here on Friday. Finishing up with Mercury trining up to Pluto, I think it still can be a great day for that deep diving. You know, if it's research, if it's diving within self, really seeing the truth of the matter, there can be a bit of transformation, I think, occurred from perhaps this deeper examination that perhaps we did on Thursday. But with that transformation, I think there's some information coming to light. And I think it's information in terms of how we think, how we communicate, you know, these mercurial qualities of life, maybe getting rid of some of these old habit patterns or thinking patterns, thought patterns, right? And implementing that this weekend going into Saturday. Now on Friday, Mercury, as well with that trine, is going to be conjoining up to Venus retrograde. So I think there's a lot we're going to be learning about relationships, maybe about what it is we actually value in life, because Venus is the ruler of Taurus, which is where the sun is. All right, so that's gonna be a big emphasis on Venus this weekend. So with Mercury retrograde over here, reflecting on this, reflecting on these values. What is it we enjoy? How can we attract more of what we enjoy in life? How can we cultivate it? How can we have a good, stable material security so we can prolong in the long term these enjoyments? Right, so could be reworking some of these things, redoing, just all in all, reflection, I think, is going to be key with this. Now, in terms of relationships, this could be specifically some new information coming to light about relationships, about not only what we value, but who we value, right? And what kind of qualities we value in relationships, this sort of stuff. So it is good, specifically in those two areas, to have the extra attention here because, of course, Mercury retrograde is suggesting that sometimes we can be in a bit of an autopilot with these things, with what we're saying, with what we're thinking. So it's good to bring that extra attention to the mind, which can help balance out this energy. Okay, but still, I think there's a lot to learn. I think there is certainly going to be some insights relating to these matters on Friday. Now, as we go into Saturday, Venus is going to start to trine up to Pluto. So there is some changes, I think, occurring with this. And it's probably from, or at least, as a prelude to that trine, this Mercury and Venus, learning stuff. And what we learn could be this prelude to what could be a new shift of our values, a new change, a new transformation. All right, and I think our values are changing, or could. All right, and perhaps releasing again some old energies relating to what we used to think we value, or some blockages that got in the way of what we value and who we value, and then the relationships and all of this. So it's very supportive, but of course with Pluto, it is about diving deep. And I think the deeper we are willing to dive in terms of what we enjoy in life, who and what we connect to, then can be very powerful. So that's taking us into Saturday, and on Saturday it could be a bit of a healing day, along with, again, that transformed energy. It's definitely a transformative kind of a weekend. But this is seen by the Sun sextiling Chiron, so it could be a bit of a healing in terms of our self-expression, which is good with the moon in Leo, I feel like. Of course, the moon will be squaring up to Mars, so extra tension in terms of the more direct energies. We're reflecting on where we're putting our energy, and that kind of thing I think will be important on Friday. Right, observing the ego drives the things we want, but still nonetheless with this expressiveness, the fun, the playfulness, the balance with that, I think can be very healing. And as we go into Sunday, we have quite a few aspects with the moon, as you can see here. The most prominent being actually a grand trine, which is the grand trine that's been in the sky, involving those fast movers, Mercury, Venus, and Aries, trining up to Jupiter and Pluto. All right, so this has been in the ongoing trine, and here with this, the moon will be conjoining up to Jupiter. So there could be a bit of the buoyancy. Okay, there is a bit of this uncertainty, which has been this T-square with Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune. So uncertainty about the future. How are things unfolding? We're not quite sure. So it's all about letting go. And I think the more willing we are to let go, that peace can arise. Then as the day unfolds, though, the trine really comes with an orb, and this is making it, again, deep understanding. It's activating that Venus, Mercury conjunction, trining up to Pluto. So again, a lot like Friday and Saturday, I think more information coming to light, but I think it's more of it being integrated. Right? We've got this support, we've got this understanding from the previous 2 days, and perhaps implementing it into the everyday experiences. Right? And again, that can be expansive, that can be deep, it can be raw, it can be intimate, and it can be insightful. And then as we go into Monday, Venus does trine up to that North Node, which is the North Node side of it. I think there is still a lot to learn about values and relationships going into next week. Right? So I think still being open to learning about it is going to be key. But this weekend, certainly this shift, certainly this transformation occurring. I think specifically on Friday, being willing to dive deep with self in terms of what we value, who we value, how we think, how we communicate in relationships, what's important to us, etc. And then on Saturday, this energy starts to implement, and I think it's going to accentuate, I think, the Leo qualities with the Sun sextiling up to Chiron. Right? No other major aspects. So the playfulness, the entertainment, all weekend long, I think finding the balance point with what we enjoy and how to have that enjoyment, express that enjoyment in healthy ways. Then as we go into Sunday, this grand trine, again, integrating a lot of the shift of value, shift of understanding in the values, specifically material values, but also in relationships. And that's taking us into Monday with Venus trining the North Node. All right, so I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on Monday.